friends, I hope you are all having a wonderful day and welcome back. Today I am going to be showing you something that I've been meaning to show you for a while now. As you probably have seen, I have just gotten back from my first Disney Cruise Line vacation and it was amazing. It was a 3-night Disney dream that sailed from Port Canaveral, Florida, stopped in the Bahamas, stopped at Disney's Castaway Cay, which is their private island, and then back to Port Canaveral. But while I was on the ship, I got so many, a decent amount of merchandise that I wanted to share with you all today. A lot of it is exclusive to Disney Cruise Line and you can only get it aboard the ship. So I thought it would be fun to share I think this is like my first haul ever. I don't think I've ever done a haul video before because a lot of my videos are more informative on how your vacation, I don't even know. But anyway, let's do this haul thing. Sure. All right, here we go. Alright, so I am going to walk you through some of the stuff that we actually got for free on the vacation. As some of you may be aware, a lot of it is all inclusive. All of your food, like at the restaurants, are included, your quick service locations, unlimited ice cream, all of that is included in the price of your cruise fare. Now there are certain things that you can pay for that enhance that experience. So for example, every morning, if you're an adult that drinks coffee, you would get coffee. Well, black coffee is complimentary at the breakfast and stuff that you go to, but they do have a coffee bar there, or you're able to get these really great drinks, but they do cost extra. Now, when I say they cost extra, it's not like they're like $11 lattes. They were like $4 or $5 lattes. So although they did cost extra, they weren't as extravagantly priced as they would be maybe say at Walt Disney World or at Disneyland. But what I'm talking about is merchandise. Some of this merchandise we got for free. Let's talk about the stuff that we got for complimentary, whether it be for participating in activity or just being on the cruise itself. So when we got into our stateroom, they actually had these like super adorable postcards that were sitting on the desk and they were just a nice little memento. You can actually send it. There's a place to write an address and a note, but I thought I would keep them because they are just too precious not to keep. Okay, this other thing isn't really like, it's a souvenir more so, I guess. And it's the card that you get that is basically what you charge stuff to your room, your stateroom key, all of these things. Now, if you've sailed with Disney Cruise Line before, they've actually sent you a Castaway Club lanyard because lanyards are really important to carry things around, especially if you have like a child that is wow, I clearly haven't like sat down and talked to you guys in a really long time, so I'm a little out of whack. It's fine, we're fine. Anyway, lanyards are what is really important to carry these things around. Unfortunately, you only get those after you've sailed and are now a part of the Castaway Club. Once you sail even once with Disney Cruise Line, you are automatically a part of the Castaway Club. On your first Disney cruise, you unfortunately aren't given a complimentary lanyard. They do have some for sale on the ship, but you can also bring them with you. Now the ship didn't provide this, but I have this lanyard from my friend Casey and the Bear with Parkbound buttons, and it's really cute. It's actually Vanellope themed from Wreck-It Ralph, so there's all these like sweet treats and a little cookie that says you're my hero, like it does in Wreck-It Ralph, and then a little placeholder for the lanyard. So again, the card is something that you get for free and it's something you are required to carry with you at all times on the cruise, but sometimes the lanyard is free if you've sailed with Disney Cruise Line before. Otherwise, I would say go to Casey and the Bear. She has a couple designs that are really great. I recommend getting a lanyard with this little pouch thing so it's easy to carry your I want to call it a key to the world card. Yeah, that's what it's called. That's what they used to be called at Walt Disney World back in the day. So to carry your key to the world card around with you. So if you watched my vlog about my first Disney Cruise Line vacation, you'll see that we signed up for the Castaway Cay 5K, which is the 5K run, fun run on Castaway Cay, the Disney's private island. And so it doesn't cost anything like any other, like any Run Disney marathon or race. It's amazing and it's so fun. You don't even have to run, you can walk, you can cheat, they really don't care. But you get this super cute rubber medal and it's precious. It says Castaway Cay 5K on the thing and it's just the most beautiful thing. So both my husband and I got the rubber medals. I don't exactly know where I'm going to hang it up in here, but I thought it was super precious. And it was also the first race I've ever run. My time was okay. I also did not run the entire thing. Whoops. My husband did though, so I'll say it's me too. Great. They also have Pirate Night on Disney Cruise Line. Now, I knew about Pirate Night. I opted not into dressing up. I don't know, pirates, like, I don't mind pirates, but they're not really my thing. So I didn't go like super gung-ho, whatever. But they do turn down service in your rooms. And when they did, they provided everyone with these precious Pirates of the Caribbean bandanas. And it has little Pirate Mickey on them. And then they decorated the whole bed with these gold doubloons that have a little skeleton, like the pirate symbol or whatever. And then it says Dead Man Tell No Tales on the back. So those were all over the room. They gave us 2 bandanas, one for each of us. And so I did sport the bandana, but I did not like go gung-ho pirate costume, eye patch, peg leg type of thing. But like everyone, I knew that people went all out for Pirate Night, but I was not expecting the turnout. Like, it was wild. Everyone was decked out on Pirate Night. So maybe I'll put in a little more effort my next Disney Cruise Line vacation, but this time I did not. But I applauded literally everyone else on the ship because they all looked amazing. So during turn down service, they would also give us some little chocolates. So they're little Ghirardelli chocolate and it says Disney Cruise Line on the side. I am actually shook that I have not eaten this yet. It's just a little milk chocolate bar. Now, there are lots of activities that are complimentary on the cruise. Now, you can sign up for a lot of onboard adventures or port adventures, which are things that do cost extra on the ship and off of the ship, but they do have complimentary things throughout Disney Cruise Line. For example, trivia. They have lots of trivia and I am here for it. We did 2 Disney trivias. The first one was actually an adult only Disney trivia and it was villain quotes. Yeah, Disney villain quotes. So it was 20 questions. They would say the quote and you have to say what villain said it and from what Disney animated feature. Well, I won, so super exciting. Jace and I were a team. Jace just sat there. Anyway, it was kind of hard. I did not get all of them right, but we did get these adorable, I haven't even taken them out of the wrapper. We got these super adorable keychains with a little anchor Mickey, and then on the back it says Disney Cruise Line. But we got 2 of these for free for winning the trivia that did not cost us any money to sign up for, which was super awesome. And then we did one more trivia and it was Disney song lyrics, something about song lyrics or Disney songs, something about it. And they would play a little bit of a song and you had to say the name of the title of the song and the film it was from. Won that one as well. Actually went in with 100% to the end and so did somebody else, but there was a tiebreaker and we had to like go up there and he played like 2 seconds of a song and whichever one of us was the most dramatic in getting his attention to answer won. Shocking, but that was me. So I won that trivia as well. And this time we got another rubber medal. This one says winner all over it. And then it's just a rubber Mickey that says Disney Cruise Line in the middle of it. I will also note that that was an all ages one. So I was taking down like 7-year-olds and I didn't even feel a little bit bad about it. Like, look at how cute the medal is. So that's really a look at the stuff that we got for free. Now, that doesn't include, like I said, all of the food, ice cream, things like that, but that's not really merchandise that you can take home with you. So let's take a look at the things that I actually purchased because I thought they were super adorable and really great to have. So when we first got on board, we went to the upper deck where like the pool is, the big screen that you see in like all of the pictures where they play like films and stuff over the pool. And there were a bunch of crew members there with these tropical drinks. Now I'm like 100% sure, no, not 100%. I am 85% sure that there was not alcohol in them, but they were serving them in these adorable Disney Cruise Line glasses. They were very tropical. There was pineapple juice, there was grenadine, something else, I'm not sure. But so that was the first thing, and it's like you couldn't really say no to it because they were like, tropical drink, and you're like, oh yes, and then they're like, oh, your key to the world card. So first purchase was my tropical drink in this glass, but it's cute, it's whatever, it's nice to have. You can put some flowers in it or something. Then that's when all the crew members are trying to get you to sign up for like beer packages or water packages. Now I know a lot of families sometimes bring on a case of water into their staterooms because bottled water is basically like the only clean water you're able to drink. So we ended up doing the water package. We got a case of water and it was $40, which sounds really steep. The options were Dasani or Evian, which I did not know that Disney was all of a sudden moving toward Evian, but I've seen Evian pop up in the parks too instead of Dasani, which is great because Dasani has all these extra minerals in it and I've never liked it, but Evian is great. So we ended up getting a case of Evian water and you sign up for it there and they bring it to your room, but I know it's $40 for the case of Evian, but it does come in a cooler that you can keep and it's super decent size. It's really nice because you're able to take it with you off of the ship, onto Castaway Cay, to the pool. It has this nice little handle that says Disney Cruise Line on it. And then there's one big zipper here. You open it up and it's all insulated because it's a cooler. But so it did come with this nice cooler. So we did end up getting it. We didn't drink all of the water. I think we had like 6 left over, but it was like, I would not have survived without a case of water because if you did watch my Disney Cruise Line vlog, I had one of those patches behind my ear and one of the side effects is that it makes your mouth incredibly dry. So I was drinking water like it was nobody's business. So on the ship, like I said, they do have ice cream machines that are just like cones and they have different flavors every day. Like one day is just chocolate and vanilla, the next day is chocolate and vanilla, but also strawberry banana. Oh, I miss it. But on the Disney Dream, they also have Vanellope's sweet treats, where it does cost extra, but it was amazing. I don't know if you've seen around Walt Disney World, they came out with like this Wreck-It Ralph trophy cup, and it was like $25 for 6 scoops of ice cream. They have it now at Disney Springs too, but they had it at Magic Kingdom. But it was $25 for the 6 scoops of ice cream. They had the same trophy thing at Vanellope Sweet Treats for like $16. So that just gives you an idea of like, yes, some of this extra coffee, beer, fancy ice cream costs extra, but not as much as it would if you were on a vacation at Walt Disney World or Disneyland. So we didn't get the Ralph's Trophy Cup. We actually got 3 scoops in Vanellope's like streetcar, what do you call it? Race car? A sweet race car. I don't know if she actually has a name for it, but it's like her actual car. It has its sign made by Vanellope and Ralph, and it is just the cutest thing. So you got 3 scoops of the fancy ice cream. You got 5 toppings, plus it came with 3 little, I don't even know, but it was $14. So worth it. You get to keep the car and they even rinse it out for you. So once you eat it, which we did in like 45 seconds truly because it was that good, they'll rinse off the car for you to take home. But I was like, oh, what a great idea for my office. I can keep this car, put little candies in there. I just thought it was the cutest thing. And it actually like rolls. I love it so much. We signed up for the Stem to Stem wine tasting. It was an hour-long class and it had 3 different types of, yes, 3, great. 3 different types of red wines and 3 different types of white wines. it was well worth it. I think it was like $25 a person or something insanely cheap like that. But you did get a decent amount of wine. Plus they give you this stem to stem wine tasting commemorative pin. I thought that was pretty cool. So let's fast forward to Castaway Cay. When we were on Castaway Cay, if you've been following me on Instagram, I've been sharing a lot of photos of what I was wearing on Castaway Cay, and 2 of those items I actually DIY'd. So I'm going to show you them now and I'll let you know how I made them. The first thing being my Mickey Mouse beach hat. So this is just a normal beach hat. I actually got it from Target. I think it was like $10, $15, I don't even know. But I super glued Mickey ears onto them. Now I had a pair of really flimsy Mickey ears. I think I even got from like the Dollar Tree or like Very Jane. I think it's called Jane.com now. But a lot of these really big knockoff ear places, you can even go to like Party City, that sort of thing. And I just ripped some ears right off. Like they are not good quality at all, but they did the job. So I just ripped the ears off of the headband, took super glue and glued it right onto the hat. I was really worried that it wouldn't travel well, but it traveled phenomenally. I just packed clothes in the base of the hat on my suitcase and made sure that I wasn't like putting a bunch of heavy stuff on the ears, but I still did. And it still held up, going both ways. So that's how I made this hat. Super easy for you to do. And the next thing that I DIY'd that I'm obsessed with was my beach bag. Now this is just like a normal, it's a baby beach bag. Like my beach bags are typically so much bigger than this. But I got this beach bag base from Amazon and I'll link that below if they still have it. And then I just got really big pom-poms from, I think I got them from either Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but I got 2 sizes. These are the 2-inch ones, and then these are the 1-inch ones that I used for the ears. And I wasn't exactly sure how many pom-poms I wanted to super glue on here. And when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put 5 Mickey heads. But because the bag was so much smaller than I had expected, 3 of them turned out perfectly. So they're just craft pom-poms that are literally like $2 for the bag. And if you're at Hobby Lobby, maybe they're 50% off or you can get a 40% off coupon. But it comes with so many pieces. So I got so 2.5 inches was the big base and 1.5 inches were the ears that I used. So like I mentioned, I will link that bag below if you are interested in doing a similar DIY. And if you do, make sure you tag me because I want to see all of your creations. How exciting. So that's what I DIY'd for Castaway Cay. But when you get onto Castaway Cay, there is a really big store called She Sells Seashells. It was called Seashells. It was called She Sells Seashells, but they like cross off the seashells and put and everything else. So technically it's She Sells Everything Else is the name of the merchandise store. And there wasn't a lot that I wanted to get there. It was a bunch of like beachy towels, things like that, things you could play with on the beach, but I wasn't really into it. But I did end up getting this super cute Olaf ornament that says Castaway Cay in the Bahamas. They do have like a little frozen ice cream stand and Olaf is there like made out of sand and I think it's really cute. So we did get an ornament to commemorate our visit to Castaway Cay for our Disney Christmas tree. And this was $19.99. The merchandise was very similar to that at Walt Disney World or Disneyland. I will say if you're a cast member, they do accept cast member discounts. They do not do annual pass holders, obviously, because whatever, but they do Disney Vacation Club discounts. And if you have a Disney Visa, if you spend over $50, you get 10% off like you would at any other Disney store. So that's exciting. And the last thing I got from Castaway Cay, I actually kind of had to fight for it. Not fight for, I won't use that terminology. But anyway, I got the coconut. You get a beverage in the coconut. I could not find these anywhere. I saw some people had them, but then toward the end of the afternoon, I'm like, where are the coconuts? And I would go and they were like, oh, we're sold out. Oh, we're sold out. I literally went to every bar that sold beverages on the island. And I finally found one and I was like, oh, can I get whatever the tropical adult drink is? And he was like, no, the coconuts are for kids only. You can have the bamboo drink. And I was like, I don't want the bamboo, I want the coconut. Because apparently children assume the coconut is for children, they will take anybody's coconut and sometimes accidentally consume alcohol, is what the island cast member was telling us. But anyway, I ended up convincing him to give me my adult beverage inside the coconut. It was amazing. No regrets. I guess I could have gotten a non-alcoholic beverage, but I wanted to try one of their tropical drinks anyway. But I got this coconut. It's super cute. It comes with a reusable plastic straw, and you can like, maybe I can't. Okay, I can't open it up now. But I just thought they were super fun, and I had to have one. So those were the 2 items that I got from Castaway Cay. Okay, so as I mentioned, we did all of our shopping the last night of the cruise. Now, the merchandise shops that are on the cruise are only open when the ship is sailing. And I think that has to do with like duty-free taxes and things like that. And if you're going from port to port, you don't want to have to deal with like other countries' taxes. But when the ship is sailing, it's its own entity, which is what I understood. I don't know. So anyway, there are 3 stores that are all right next to each other, right outside the Walt Disney Theater on the Disney Dream. One of them is like your typical Disney store. They have all these different types of things: frames, stuffed animals, coloring books, lanyards, just your typical Disney store. The one next to it is more geared toward like adult clothing and apparel, I suppose. And then the next one, the 3rd one, is more fine jewelry, perfumes, duty-free alcohol, things like that. So every night before or after the show that we saw at the Walt Disney Theater, we would walk around, and that's when it was the busiest, to be honest. But we would walk around just to kind of get an idea of what we were interested in when we finally did shop. So some of the things that I got, I will say I did get this Spirit jersey. It was one of my favorite purchases. I'm not a big Spirit jersey person, but I just thought this one was so unique with like the little ties, and then on the back it says Disney Cruise Line in red, and I just love it. It's so comfortable, and it was such a good like Spirit jersey to wear on the last day of the cruise when we were leaving, and it's just really comfortable, and I liked it a lot. Then we did have to get another ornament for our Disney Christmas tree, and I selected this one that looks like the Disney Dream. I just think it's the cutest, and it even says Disney Dream on the side of it. So I can't wait to put this on my tree in another 75 months until Christmas. Then I did get this Disney Cruise Line frame, which I thought was super pretty. It fits a 4x4 photo. I'm not exactly sure which one I'm going to put on there. There was a really cute one of my husband and I with Captain Mickey or Sailor Mickey, whatever, Cruise Line Mickey. That I'll probably put in here just to commemorate our very first Disney Cruise Line vacation. I don't typically get frames a lot, but I thought this was really important to celebrate our first and not last cruise. Then you know I could not leave without a mug. This was by far the cutest one that they had. I don't even know what they're called, but it's like the thing on the ship where the steam comes out. You know what I mean. And it's even tilted a little bit. I don't know if you can tell that, but it's tilted a little bit like it actually is on the ship. And it says Disney Cruise Line on the inside of it. And it's my husband's favorite thing that we got. He was actually using it this morning, and I had to like pry it from his fingers because I was like, I'm doing my haul this morning. Not very happy about it, but he does put it to use, which is really great. Speaking of my husband, the other thing that he got was he got like a Nike dry fit polo. They had a bunch of them, and they're like, it's cute. It says like 2019 Disney Cruise Line. But these are like the types of shirts he wears. He doesn't wear like t-shirts to the parks, or on Disney Cruise Line he'll always wear like dry fit polos, which is why all of the photos that you saw with the little icons are from our friends at Pretty Little Monograms. She makes these men dry fit polos that he loves. He wears them all the time, and that's like the only Disney apparel that he wears, I guess. But according to him, there was a bunch of really high quality, there was a specific brand that he was obsessed with at the merchandise store on the cruise line. All right, and the last thing I got was something that I'm kind of like planning ahead for myself for merchandise. I got this little Donald Duck statue, which is the icon for the Disney Dream. So when you go into the main lobby, in the atrium there, you'll see this statue, which is Donald in his little getup. and with the logo of the Disney Dream. Now, each of the 4 current ships have their own little icon. One of them's Minnie Mouse in like a flapper dress, one of them's Tinkerbell, I forget which ones, but they all have these little statues that go with their specific ship. And I thought that would be such a cool way to commemorate the ships I travel on, especially because in August, I am sailing on the Disney Magic for the first time. So I thought, well, I already know I'm going to be on 2 this year. Maybe I can start a little collection of these statues to put in my office. And these are about $35 on the ship. So I think that is all. I was like, I swore I got a Mickey Sailor Tsum Tsum, but I must not have bought it. I thought I did. Anyway, they had little Sailor Duffies. If they had a Sailor Shelly May, I would have been all over it, but I didn't need the Sailor Duffy, even though he was super cute. But there was a lot of really great merchandise, and it was really fun to be able to see that. I know a lot of people come home with the ears. I didn't decide to get the ears just because I don't cruise line enough to make it worth it. Anyway, that's just what I say. But they did have specific ears. They had more clothes than you could ever imagine, even more Spirit jerseys than this one, but lots of other things that were really exciting. But yeah, that is it. And I am so excited that I can finally put this stuff away because I've been meaning to do this haul since I got back and it's all just been sitting in my office waiting for me to talk about it, I guess. But I want to know, if you have been on a Disney cruise, what was your favorite item that you brought home? I know there was so much more that I wanted to bring back, but I had to be mindful because I also had just come back from Walt Disney World, so I had more things that I brought home from there as well. And I'm also trying to be mindful not to spend as much money on merchandise nowadays, but it was my first Disney cruise that I had to make sure I got stuff. That's the rule, right? Anyway, let me know what your favorite piece of merchandise was from your Disney Cruise Line vacation. Or if you've never been, what was the most exciting thing that I showed you here? And also, if you have never been, you should go and you should talk to me and I will tell you exactly why. I'd like to think I'm a Disney Cruise Line pusher now. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. You know where to find me. Check out my website, themagicalmiranda.com, and make sure you are following me on Facebook and Instagram at themagicalmiranda. And make sure you're subscribing. I come out with new videos every other Monday and I'm going to try to stay on that for all of 2019. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. But thank you guys so much for your support. You are all awesome and great, and I hope you have a magical rest of your day. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.